Have you ever looked at someone driving a brand new luxury sports car and immediately thought, wow, they must be loaded? Well, what if I told you that statistically, in this era of looking rich, the person driving the 8-year-old perfectly reliable commuter car might be the richer one? Today, we are going to look at why trying to look rich is exactly what keeps people broke and what should be the right mindset for building wealth. So here's the thing. I started my business at 18. Since then, it has been 7 years. I have learned the hard way through several trials and errors about how money actually works. And today, I am going to share those secrets with you. I am Tawzif Evren. Let's get started. First, you need to understand the fake wealth crisis. We are biologically wired to want status. But today, the instinct has been hijacked by the marketing campaigns. We don't just buy an expensive phone or a luxury watch for what it does. We buy it for society to get that illusionary status of wealth. But behind closed doors, this creates a very terrifying reality. Even in the wealthiest of country, up to 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. You might think that this happens to only low-income earners, but about 40% of people earning 6 figures income a year also finish their month with nothing left. People are spending so much to keep up with the illusionary status that their saving rates have plummeted. Over a quarter of adults have zero emergency cushion. If you are a beginner, an emergency fund is just a cash reserve equal to 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, designed to protect you from life's nasty surprises. But right now, over half of the people can't even cover a certain $1,000 expense. So, why are high earners struggling? It comes down to 3 traps: the lifestyle inflation, the car trap, and the credit card anchor. Trap number 1 is the upgrade treadmill or lifestyle inflation. As your income goes up, your spending creeps right up to match it. You get a raise, so you upgrade your gadgets. Soon, those shiny new things just feel normal. The thrill completely fades and you are left chasing the next upgrade. This leads to the lifestyle multiplier. Let's say you upgrade your simple apartment to a luxury high-rise. Now, you aren't just paying more rent, you are paying loads of maintenance fees. You feel the pressure to buy expensive minimalist furniture to match the vibe. You pay for premium parking, you start hosting fancy parties, which ultimately drains your money. So in finance, you have to know the difference between an asset and a liability. Asset is something that puts money in your pocket over time, and liability drains that money out of your pocket. That luxury lifestyle upgrade, it's a massive liability. Trap number 2 is the car trap. The average price of a new car is over $50,000 and people are stretching their loans out for 6 or 7 years just to afford the massive monthly payment. Main antagonist here is the depreciation. It causes the rapid loss of an item's value. A new car drops in value by 20% or more in its very first year. This leaves people underwater, meaning they owe the bank more money than the car is actually worth. But the real tragedy here is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the wealth you lose out by spending your money on something that loses value rather than growing in value. If you drove off a paid-off used car and invested that massive car payment into an index fund, which is simply a low-cost investment that buys you tiny pieces of hundreds of top companies, that money could grow to over $120,000 in 10 years at an inflation and tax adjusted return of 6.3%. Trap 3 is the credit card anchor. Financing a lifestyle you can't afford on a plastic is brutal. If you put a $6,000 shopping spree on a card and only pay the minimum, it will take you nearly a decade to pay it off, costing you thousands of dollars in pure interest. To fix this, you must understand one golden rule: income is not wealth. To understand this, you have to realize that your income and your wealth are two completely different things. Think of your income as running faucet. It is simply the water flowing in. Your wealth, on the other hand, is the tank underneath catching the water. It really doesn't matter how massive your faucet is or how high your salary gets. If your tank has a giant crack in the bottom because of lifestyle inflation, all the water will just drain away and you will be left with nothing. True wealth isn't the water pouring out of the faucet, rather it is the water you actually manage to keep, hold on to, and invest for the future. Your true wealth is your net worth minus the total value of everything you own minus everything you owe. That's why Your saving rate dictates your future wealth far more than your salary does. Let's look at how genuinely wealthy actually lives, because it is very different from what you see on social media. You might expect a high earner to be driving a nicest vehicle, but 61% of households making over $250,000 a year don't even drive luxury brands. Instead, they buy standard reliable car and drive them right into the ground. Why? Well, because roughly 80% of millionaires are completely self-made, meaning they had to build their wealth from scratch instead of inheriting it. What is even crazier is that nearly a third of them never even earned a six-figure salary during their entire career. The secret to their success isn't a massive paycheck, rather it is the ordinary income combined with unusual discipline. They live by a concept called stealth wealth. Instead of wasting their money trying to look rich for an audience, they quietly build their bank account by doing simple things. So how do we actually do this? Well, for that, you need to develop these 6 habits. First, decouple your income from your identity. When you get a raise, do not treat it as a permission to automatically upgrade your lifestyle. Keep living on last year's budget while earning this year's income and invest the difference. Because if your spending creeps up every single time your paycheck does, you fall straight into the trap of lifestyle inflation. You will just end up running faster and faster on a financial treadmill, making more money but staying completely broke because you are spending it all. By keeping the cost flat, you force all of that new extra money directly into your wealth tank to buy your future freedom. Second, make spending hard and saving automatic. Willpower is a terrible strategy for that. I will put a video in description or in end screen or the card where you can understand why willpower is a very bad idea for saving money. Set up automatic transfer to your investment account the day you get paid. Delete your saved credit card numbers from shopping apps and force yourself to wait 24 hours before buying anything. By doing this, you will introduce friction that will prevent you from making impulse purchase. Third, use cost per value rule. If you buy a $30 cloth and use it twice, it costs you $15 per use. But if you buy a high quality cloth of $300 and you use it 5 times a day for 5 years, which is roughly 18-26 days, it will cost you 0.1 cent per use. The idea behind this is, if the thing you are going to buy is just a bit costly, but the costlier version is something you are going to use for longer, then it is better to buy a costlier version instead of the cheaper version which you are going to just use few times and throw it away. Define when something is broken by how it functions, not just because shinier version came out, as the shinier version is a trap set up to lure you in spending your hard-earned money. Fourth, test your hobbies before you commit. Don't buy a $2,000 professional camera on day 1. Rent it or use your phone. If the passion sticks, then upgrade so that you don't waste unnecessary money on impulse purchases. Fifth, define what enough means for you before you actually have all the money, so you don't keep moving the goalpost. This is based on a concept called diminishing marginal utility. Think of it this way: the first cup of water when you are incredibly thirsty is life-changing. The second one is great, but the 10th cup, you are not even enjoying it anymore. You are unnecessarily filling your stomach while feeling bloated. Money works the exact same way. The first few $1,000 you earn provide a massive spike in your quality of life, but each extra dollar after a certain point provides less and less happiness. If you don't define your enough early on, you will spend your life chasing the money by trading your happiness. Sixth step is mute the comparison feed. Unfollow social media accounts that just exist to sell you a fake expensive lifestyle, because what you are seeing is actually just a carefully curated highlight reel of strangers who are performing a level of wealth they can't actually afford themselves. When you scroll through the content every single day, it creates this massive invisible pressure to spend your own money just to keep up. It tricks your brain into feeling like you are falling behind, and you start feeling unsatisfied with your life no matter how much you have achieved. Instead of falling for that trap, you need to protect your mindset and measure your financial progress against your own personal growth, not on someone else's fake reality. If you follow these steps, you will unlock the magic of compounding, which is when the money you invest start earning its own money, snowballing over time. But You have to understand why you are doing this. The ultimate goal of wealth isn't to have the biggest bank account, rather it is the optionality. Can you walk away from a toxic boss? Can you take 6 months off for a vacation whenever you feel like it? Can you start your own business without relying on a guaranteed paycheck? Every time you buy something flashy that you don't need, you are trading your future freedom just to look good today. The true wealthy know that goal isn't to look rich, rather the goal is to be free, and freedom is quiet. If the video helped you rethink your future relationship with money and you want to keep building their financial freedom, then hit that subscribe button below, and I will see you in a next guide about where to invest your money.